Hey there, Cheese here, and welcome back to the Mega Man Zero Perfect Runs. Last time we opened up the path to Neo Arcadia Shrine, and I'm wasting no time in going there. This stage is long, and I don't want to spend too much time here. Although we do have the very awesome music playing in the background, so that's a plus. Probably my favorite from Zero 1, and while that doesn't say too much, it's still a favorite. We also have a very nice background. Not too often you see an outdoor courtyard sort of area. I think I'd say that's kind of more or less the theme for this stage, things you don't see very often. I mean, we've seen plenty of Condors through our trek throughout the game, but Garms and Ray Blades, they've only been in one stage each, and Ray Blades are making things as dicey as ever. Garms would be, except, thankfully, the first part of this stage here is one of many moments in the Zero series that just really works well with speed. You can dash right through just about everything with nary a second thought. Most of the time. And here, you just want to wait till this platform is at a good spot so you can jump to it without being right in the Condoroid's grasp, and move safely on to a mid-boss. I said the stage was long, right? Meet a pair of Pantheon Aces. The real boss is a pair of Pantheon 2s and a Pantheon 7. That's not a bad hand. Jokes aside, these guys aren't very good at aiming at Zero. They move around the room in this oval pattern of theirs and kind of fire at Zero from opposite corners, which two opposite corners they are switches every time they switch sides like this. But, that was fast. Yes, it was. And so, good riddance. That's all I have to say about them. If you want to hear more, you can watch the outtakes. Let's just say it took me a while to think of standing still as a good defense tactic. Let's put it that way. Also, gyro cannons. Like I said, more enemies that we haven't seen much of. In fact, depending on which path you take in Phantom Stage, this might be your first time seeing them. And while I am slightly pressed for time, I like to take this section slowly. Safe and steady. They're the only enemies in this section. Now we're on to a real boss. Not the real boss, but a real boss. It has a life bar. Asura Basura. Sura Basura? I don't know, but that was his EX attack. And that becomes a lot more amusing once you realize what one of his normal attacks is. He also can spin around like a top. Since he loves to throw his swords like boomerangs, and really doesn't have any long-distance attacks, use the top attack to get yourself a lot of room to work with, because he likes to throw his swords like boomerangs for most of his attacks. A good defense strategy is usually walk away. And there's his normal attack. Yes, the EX attack is almost exactly the same, except instead of less and less distance with each sword, they all go the distance of the first in the EX attack, and so you can't just walk forward assuming it's not the EX attack, because then you'll walk into a sword. So just don't get complacent. He can also do the lunging slashes. They're the only threat in this battle, and I use that term very loosely. Whoop! Because you can just be safe from all of them at the top of a wall. And you can also back away from them. He also has that second method of throwing swords like boomerangs. You can walk away from it. He also has a dinky little shield that blocks pellets about as successfully as he inflicts damage, which is to say not very. And that makes sense, because the stage isn't over. There are a few Battle Toodle Bros coming up, and they like to lob bombs at Zero before they're even on screen. I find the best way to dodge them is to just wonk dauntlessly forward. Just like that, sails straight over your head. That gets more difficult now, though, because of this. Invisible blocks firing at us. Yeah, as if the disappearing blocks weren't enough of a problem before. Time yourself with that block appearing, though, so that the shots won't be in your way, and you can take out that Toodle Bro without the bomb being an issue. And here, it's not as threatening as it looks. So long as you only dash off of the ledge, instead of, actually pressing any forward motion buttons, so long as you only dash, you'll never be in range of that, pellet. See? Totally safe. So the crush rollers here are merely a matter of patience, and I'm alright with that. One more battle tool bro to take out. I like to edge on just until its nose is on screen. For whatever reason, while it can lob bombs far enough to hit me at this distance, it won't do so unless I move just a little closer, like here. I have no clue why, but that's how they work. Either way, I won't question it, and now we can finally get out from underneath these blocks that have been firing at us the whole time. You can't wall jump off the sides of them, but you can wall jump off of the intermediate platforms here. So if you know where they are, they can be good shortcuts. One more jump. I never feel good about doing that, but I made it and safely onto the boss. We are trespassing on the Sanctuary of Master X. He's Herculious Anchortus and Shortus? It's Asura Basura all over again. Either way, he works for Harpuya. Lots of people seem to do that. And he thinks he can do anything. Yeah, no, sorry. This guy falls victim to basically being in 0-1. Every boss in 0-1 seems to have some ultimate weakness. The ultimate weakness for this guy, he really hates boss doors. This is what he will do if... Like, this is a pattern that you can... Like, you don't even have to try to lock him into this pattern. He can actually, like, aim his electric claws upwards and hit you. He can use projectiles that aim upwards to hit you. He can jump in the air and shoot projectiles at your exact position. He'll never do that. It's just some Blizzard Buffalo wannabe just trying his hardest to take out that boss door. Oh, whoop, what was that? Was that a lag spike? The weird thing about this guy is... Or well, not the weird thing, but the one thing you should pay attention to if you're doing this strategy is that he gets harder as the battle progresses. In the case of these two ramming attacks, they come out a lot faster, with less time in between. But that just makes this... Whoa! A projectile. Where did that come from? I've never seen him do that before, but then again, this is like the second time I've done this strategy on the boss only, and the first time it was successful anyway. I've actually had to redo this segment because I learned that the editing program that I want to use for the series from now on doesn't like long files, and if they're too long it'll desync, so let's do our best to hurry up. Get a door here. CL says that we have disrupted the area. Apparently we've disrupted... Apparently we've disrupted the translators too, and also my tongue. All sorts of awkward phrasing here. But whatever that means, it means the trans server right next to us has been activated, and we can return to our base just for a rest. We can also continue on to the next stage in that door to the right there, but no need to do that. I'm taking this stage by stage. And how many enemies do you want me to kill? And we have some very generic dialogue with CL here to wrap things up. CL can't. So, simple stage, mostly because of tricks that I didn't really realize ahead of time. Like, I didn't realize the tricks for Herculious or the Ace from Pantheon Aces until well into my attempts, so sadly, while that was a very easy stage, you can still look forward to a lot of outtakes. Enjoy my derp, my... A pair of Pantheon Aces. I run into them. That's not how you're supposed to fight them. And you either is this. But you kind of want to stay near the top of this room during this mid-boss fight, especially near the start, because of stuff like that. Aside from when they switch sides like that. Because of... I hate you so much. I hate you all, both of you. You're both the worst. You're tied. Whoop. Have very slightly different amounts of time, so... Dang it. You can... Oop, they're changing sides. I should change sides too, from the top to the bottom. Wait, that's not right. Not a bad hand. That was a pretty bad hand. Jeez, what were you doing? And usually switching sides means it's going to switch from going up or down through the middle platform, and thankfully that's what happened because this is easier. Kind of fire from two corners. I swear that was a dash jump. When it's down to just one of them, it'll do loop-de-loops, and I'm glad it's... No! I'm not glad. When there are two of them around, being on... I'm free! Okay, yeah, if there are two of them out, they can very easily trap you with their shots on the center platforms. Anything else that needs to be said about them will be said over and over in the outtakes. Later. Well, okay, aside from one thing, pay attention! I can't believe that, oh my gosh. Oh wait, well, oh, there was a thing there, I thought that was a pit. Ah, dogs! But I wouldn't exactly call them stage specific, we've seen more than enough of those. Yes, we sure have. Get away! This is where they all seem to come back to play, along with Conroys, who we've seen plenty of. Only two of those left in the stage, though. For this first... Normally you despawn. Why didn't you despawn, dude? I've been having pretty poor luck with dashing, honestly, tonight. I might want to... Whoa! Pay more attention. Still not the boss, though. I hate you. He actually has two other variants, both of which look nearly identical. Please use your top. I hate you. I just hate you. Flashes, which are the only thing that you really have to worry about, because it means he closes in on you. Oh, there was a wall there? I thought the arena was larger than that, just a little. I hate Asura Basura. So that you can see it to shoot it and do damage. About here. Uh-oh. No, this is not the run where I want a bunch of lag and skipping and video problems. I do not need technical... Okay, so they can peg you from that distance. What the... Do you have to be... How did that even happen? Specifically. And... we'll be on to the boss. Just gotta make sure it doesn't... lava hyper bomb out of nowhere. I was standing still. Why did that... What? Why do you do that sometimes? I'd love to know. It would make me take less damage. Was it because I was jumping earlier? Like, come on. Tell me your secrets, Turtle. What? I hadn't even wait, what? You can't wall jump on them, but in general, it's safe to skip ahead a little bit. Ah! For instance, that happens. Like, he fires more rapidly, and there are up to 5 pellets. It always goes down, middle, up, aimed. Well, that pretty much confirmed that I have way more free time during school than over the summer. I had already finished this run when Hanumachine's video went up. The entire time since then has just been the editing. Well, okay, not entirely the editing process. I guess I did realize I had to re-record the stage, but that only took 3 tries.
And so Herculious, this guy, gets a 2 out of 10. As should be very clear from both the outtakes and the run itself, there is a safe way to do things and every other way which gets you killed. Most of the boatload of outtakes were simply trial and error with the Pantheon Aces trying to figure out what that safe way was. And pretty much everything after that was trial and error in some sense too, whether it be straightforward like learning Asura Basura slashes never go to the top of the room, to all that weirdness with the turtles. Honestly, I can't take credit for the strategy I used against Herculious himself. That came from ZephyrRaich. And while he didn't explicitly show me the strategy, it was through his videos that I learned that, so I'll give him a little shout out here. Go watch his videos if you have the time, they're pretty cool. But back to business though. The reason why it's only a 2 out of 10 and not a 1 out of 10 is, well, there are some kind of tricky parts to the stage. I mean, the Ray Blades at the start, like, they're not memory, they're just execution. And they are pretty tricky. I mean, sure, I only had 3 outtakes the second time, but come on, I had over 100 practice attempts at those guys. Yeah, that fits, right? Well, anyway, I'm still actually not done with 01 here. I have the next stage recorded, and the one after that is honestly still a roadblock. That 5 months thing wasn't supposed to actually come to pass. Boss rushes in this series are gonna be quite the thing, I fear. Anyway, we still have one stage I can put up before that, so I hope you're looking forward to that one as much as I am, and I'll see you next time. Until then, this has been Cheese. See ya!